Hello guys. This one's gonna be a little bit different. I'm actually trying to use a tripod, and yeah, my hair is an absolute mess right now. But oh man, this is gonna be an interesting time. There's actually a lot of things going on. Finally, I was able to get a client recently. It was actually a previous client that I was waiting for because he had some health issues basically, um, and my cat is eating this thing. Look at him chewing stuff. Caught red-handed. But yeah, so he finally came back to YouTube, so we're ready to go. Stop biting it. Get that. Not. Oh my god. He's like ruining my thing. He wants to bite everything all of a sudden. But that's a good thing that I was finally able to get the client again. But it's gonna be a little bit slow, so I can't really like say, I can't really be too relaxed yet. We'll see. There's also a person that I will try to help for free. I was trying to get him paid. Oh my god, my brain is not really working fully right now. I was trying to offer him paid services, but it was too expensive for him basically because he didn't have really proof, even though I do really believe in my stuff. Yeah, so that didn't really work out, but I'm helping him a lot right now already, and I want to give him free value. And then I also want to try to offer him a free service, right, of my free version of my services basically, so that hopefully I can try to get mentorship from him. We'll see if that will happen or not. That'd be really nice, to be honest. I was really trying to maybe try to offer it him again and try to get paid, even if less, because I do get anybody. But at the same time, I realize, if I could get him to mentor me, because he's a multi-millionaire, it would actually be really nice for me because for long term. So I hope that will work. I mean, I think the intentions are going to be there. I actually want to provide him value. I actually also would like to work with him in general, so that'll be nice too. But yeah, and my friend is leaving to Turkey. One of my other best friends is leaving to Turkey, and I will see him soon. I will go there as well, thankfully, because I was able to get this money. I will go to him, but there's a lot of I don't know. On the other hand, I also after that will not see him for months, so it's going to be like a period of grind, and I'm also home alone right now because I actually live with my mother, but she went away for some time now. Maybe she's gonna be away for maybe like a month or something. So I'm also gonna be alone after I come back from Turkey. So there's gonna be that. It's gonna be interesting. But there's also something else I've been thinking about a lot, actually, which is I don't know. I keep thinking about this a lot recently, and I'm kind of glad I am. But at the same time, it's kind of bittersweet, and that is how unpermanent, non-permanent things are. How unpermanent every permeable, I guess, maybe if that's the right word, or passing every moment is, and not necessarily every second, every moment, although that is all, but seasons of life, especially when things are very different in one season versus another, like in school versus university versus when you're working, stuff like that. But also even even now, I'm gonna be for maybe a month or two, it's gonna be kind of a lonely period where I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be a little bit lonely because obviously I'm not gonna really be able to meet many people. Although I still have friends that will hang out. We'll see. It'll be fine probably. But since nobody's at home, it's still gonna be more lonely. So on the other hand, that also means I can focus on things better. But more importantly, something I've been really thinking about, what I was saying, is how every moment can be the last that you're doing something. Man, this angle gives me a double chin. How every moment really can be like the last. I really think more these days. Oh, this could be the last time this happens. This could be the last time I see my friend now, and realistically, it's not. Right, you're gonna see him tomorrow or whatever, but like thinking about it that way, that every moment is so valuable, because we don't really know what's gonna happen next. Like we don't really know. Like anything can happen. We always think that things don't happen to us when we see other things happen to other people, and we think, oh, that's not gonna happen to us. It's not gonna be me. Somebody gets into a car accident, and you think, oh, they're just driving like shit. They're not gonna be. Ah, that's not gonna happen to me. It's fine, but it does. And also at the same time, like, I have a cat. I wonder if, oh, I can't switch my camera, but here he is. He's about to, there we go. Hunter gatherer. I don't know if that was easily visible, but I'm also kind of like, I don't know, I feel bad that I have to leave him alone for a week. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but like for a cat, think about this, right? For you as a human, you're gonna live for a while, and for you, like a year, even, it's not really that much. It's still a lot of time, but relatively, it's not like huge. And a month especially is less, and even in a week, even more so, it's not even that much. So it's like for us, like, oh, I'm not gonna see a friend for a week. That's like, a weekend, right? Like one weekend you see them, next weekend you see them, right? And it doesn't feel like a lot. But if you zoom out, first of all, that's a lot. If it still is a lot, you can count the number of weeks you have left to live, because there's only 52 weeks in a year, so on average. And a cat's lifespan is like 15 years on average, and if they're healthy, could be less, like 10 to 15 years more specifically. So 1 week, I think, I'm not going to recalculate this, but I think, like a year in cat's life is like 7 years comparatively to humans. And what that means really is that to them, a week basically is a lot. So for him, a week is almost 2 months, right? Like 1.5 months. Imagine that, right? Comparatively, like, I'm not gonna see my friend for more than that, and I'll already like feel something. And for a cat, that's, oh, yeah, there's a light here that I think I need to charge. Yep. And like for a cat, that's a lot. And then top of that, my mother's gone for way longer than that, so he probably misses her as well. And I can kind of tell, like, I don't know, I feel like he's coping in his own way. He's like playing around with me more, like running around. Although it's also, colder season. But I can kind of tell, I think he's also a little bit kind of feeling a little bit lonely. So he spends more time with me and stuff like that. And I just really like thinking about the fact that, like, it doesn't feel like this right now, in moment to moment, but I'm not gonna have this cat forever. And he's like obviously close to me, and I had a cat before as well, and he already passed away. I didn't see him passing away though, thankfully, but it's like we don't feel like that, but like things are, they're not permanent. So really realizing this, like, it's a hard thing, honestly, to contemplate death all the time. I obviously don't always think about death, but thinking about the fact that this could be the last moment is also considering death. It's not always death. It could be like, someone moves away to another country and then you don't see them after that, right? Or something else. But contemplating the fact that that can happen, or death specifically, just say death, it's hard. It feels bad, but it also really makes you focus on the present. Like, it makes you really focus on like the moment that, like, this actually trying, like living the quote of like live in the present, and like live every moment as if it's your last and stuff like that. And that really, thinking about death really reminds you of that. It really makes you think, like, it really makes you not want to regret things in the future. Like, I wish I would spend more time doing this, not that. And it's something that I think more and more often now. Like the fact that, I don't know, like, do I really want to be doing this, for example, over that? Like, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna, I don't know, play games or something. But thinking about like what kind of game is it gonna play? Because it makes a difference. Like, it's one thing to play Counter-Strike, countless hours in Counter-Strike, and you're not gonna remember any particular hour of that game most of the time, right? Things can happen. You can make friendships there, whatever. If you're playing alone, let's say, compare that to playing Witcher and making that an experience. Like, that's something that you would actually remember later down the line. So yeah, like there's like things that are more fulfilling. Like people are even in Minecraft like building something cool in Minecraft that is like could actually be fulfilling versus just wasting time doing something. Or even anime, it's like I'm really trying to be more mindful of kind of things I do watch. Like there's a difference between like watching, for example, something like just to pass the time, and like that's okay, like you kind of enjoying it, but it's just kind of to pass the time versus something that is more of a something that would actually like maybe impact you in some way. Like for me, like Cowboy Bebop was like one of my it is my favorite anime, and I rewatch it every other year. I actually didn't rewatch it last year, but I do want to rewatch it this year definitely. And every time like there's a new take on it because now I actually pass more in life and get more experience and different perspective and like it looks different and I learn something different from the anime every time, for me at least, because it's a deep kind of it's an experience kind of anime. But yeah, that's an interesting update. And after I'm gonna come back from that, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be really nice. But um, after that, I'm just gonna have to look in while my friend is not here, and hopefully I'm gonna make the most out of that time, out of this time. I really think a lot about like the fact that we can't control ourselves that well. Like we don't really actually have free will. That's kind of I really do think we don't really have actually free will. Not as in like you can't control yourself, or like you don't have control, but more so you don't have absolute control. Like you can influence yourself to go more in the gym, but there'll be days when you will still fail to go to the gym. So you can't control that perfectly then, right? Which doesn't mean that you shouldn't do those things. You still have control and agency, but like basically, I'm just really hoping that if I do actually try, um, I will actually end up using this year well and not wasting it. Like there's these videos of people maybe you've seen of people who like look in yourself for a year and have results, and they're right. Like if you really do look in yourself in a room, not figuratively, I mean, and actually focus for a year, like really really focus, then you can really change a lot. You can get a lot of progress done. But doing that is hard. And like objectively speaking, that would be the most efficient way of spending the time, right? Because if you're spending time on actually working and you actually want to get that done, then if you just fully dedicate yourself to that for some time, that'll be the fastest way to get it. And then after that, you can kind of chill, basically, right? Or relax more, or whatever, depending on your goals. Yeah, that's kind of it, I guess. And my cat is biting me. Ow! No, he's biting me for attention, or just because he's ferocious. Okay, before my cat kills me, I'm gonna have to go. See you.